So I have this PABX here that's been packed for some time, and the issue with this PABX is that it's no longer turning on again. So I'm going to plug this into the light, and once I plug it in and I press the power switch, nothing happens. No light, the indicator lights are not coming on. So what I'm going to do is to open up this PABX and see what is going on inside. Alright, so I've plugged in the power in, and then you can see there is no power. I've pressed the switch a couple of times, so there is no power inside. There is no power indicator showing anywhere on this PABX. So I'm going to show you how to fix this issue. I'll show you how to revive this old PABX if you have anyone like this at home that has not been used for a very long time, or that yours just gets spoiled suddenly for one reason or the other. I'll show you how to fix the issue. So normally once you put this on, this indicator light is supposed to show here. If it is not showing, that means something is wrong somewhere. So the first thing we are going to do to fix this PABX is to open it up, and to do that I have to take out the screws on the back side of this PABX. Okay, let me set this aside and so for mine, I have about 5 screws. Yours can be a bit different depending on the brand and model of the PABX you're using. So the problem is basically the same if you're using a universal or a regular PABX machine. This fix can work for you, any brand at all, any model at all that you're working with. Any PABX that is not coming on at all, this is how to fix the issue. If you've not done already, like and subscribe to the channel. I have great videos here on how to fix all kinds of office equipment, from PABX to printers, laptops, desktop computers, CCTVs, and the rest. So I've removed all the screw. Let's see what we have inside this PABX. Now inside this PABX, you can see that we have a board, the motherboard, and then we have the switch, and then we have the transformer also. So basically the transformer is what is used as the power supply for the logic board. So what happens is that 110 volts or 220 volts, depending on the voltage rating in your country, goes into the power inlet, and then from there it goes to the transformer. The transformer will step down the power accordingly and then send the remaining one to the logic board. But the problem here is that we have to check if the transformer is even receiving the 110 volt or 220 volt that is supposed to receive before it will step it down. So that is the first thing that we want to check, to see if the power switch is bad. So I'm going to get my multimeter and see if I plug in the power here, is it going into the transformer? Because if power is not going into the transformer, there is no power for it to step down and send power to all the components on this board. So what I'm going to do is to plug this in, and then with my multimeter I'm going to check what is going on at the power outlet of the transformer. So what I'm doing right here is just doing physical examination to see if there's a cable that is cut somewhere, and to check if this transformer is sending power to these components right here. You see all these components, they're supposed to receive a certain amount of voltage so that it can keep them running and functioning the way it ought to be. So from here I can't see any broken cable anywhere around this. So that is the first thing you want to check out for broken cable, especially if yours has been packed for a very long time. If not used it for a really long time, check for broken cables. But if there's no broken cable, the next thing that you want to do is to get your multimeter, if you have one, and see the voltage outlet from the transformer. So hold on a bit, I want to get my multimeter. So I have my multimeter here now. I want to see the voltage coming out of the transformer area. So here is the transformer, and then the power will go in through this power inlet. That is 110 volt or 220 volt depending on your power rating. Then it goes into the transformer, and then this is the outlet of the transformer. So certain amount of voltage from 12 volt to around 50 volt will go into different parts of the board and supply power to them so that they can function the way they ought to function. So I'm going to check if power is even coming out at all from this transformer. So this is the cables, okay, that supplies power to the motherboard. So for one reason or the other, if power is not coming out of the transformer, that means this is that the transformer is bad, or most likely the transformer is bad if it is not supplying power, especially when you're sure that there is nothing wrong from the utility side of your power supply. So I'm going to check all of the points here, contact points here, and there's no reading at all. No reading at all from this end. From the secondary end of this transformer, there is no reading at all. That means this power, the transformer is not supplying any power to the board. And if it's not supplying any power to the board won't turn on or work at all. So most likely the problem is from this transformer right here. So I'm going to do proper checking again just to be sure that power is coming into the transformer area. Okay, so this is the contact point. I'm going to put the probe. One of the probe is going to be in the negative side or the ground. Then I will use my the red end of the probe to test the other contact point and see if there is any voltage at all. You can see this 0.02. The voltage is going to remain the same way, 0.02 on all of the contact points, which means that there is a problem somewhere. There is a problem somewhere. It is not supposed to be that way. There is definitely a problem somewhere. 0.02, 0.02 here, 0.02 here, 0.02 here, no movement at all. So something is definitely wrong with this transformer right here. So what we're going to do is to remove this transformer. Few things you can do to fix a transformer. Number one is to rewind the transformer. I can repair this transformer, or if you have opportunity of getting another one, you can just get another transformer, but the transformer has to be this exact transformer rating. It has to be this exact transformer rating. If it is not this exact transformer rating, it might burn your board. It will burn out your board, and then you now have a bigger problem. The board is gone and transformer 2 is bad. But what you have to do is to try to fix this transformer. All right, and to fix this transformer, what I'm going to basically do for this is just rewind the copper cable inside. That will be able to fix the problem. Otherwise, if you don't know how to do that, you can see this rust here. So that means this transformer has been sitting here for a very long time, probably water damage somewhere, or cockroach or something, or an insect died around there, and that produced some kind of liquid or something that breached something within this the primary end of this transformer. So something is definitely wrong somewhere. You can see we have some cockroaches around there, so likely an insect there died around there, and then that is the reason why you can see those rust signs there. So what I'm going to do is to detach this, cut out the cable of this transformer and quickly fix the transformer. Alright, so here is my transformer. I have been able to fix the transformer, and what I'm going to do right now is to replace the transformer. Remember I said earlier, you have to get this exact type of transformer if you don't know how to repair a transformer that is bad. Okay, I'll leave a link in the comments in the description on the places where you can just order for this exact type of transformer. It's actually available. If it's not available within your region, you can just check, go through the link in the description and get another one if you can't find it within your area and you can't repair it. Actually, repairing this transformer is actually cheaper than getting another one entirely, and it is very, very easy to repair this transformer. So whichever one works for you, no issue. Alright, so I have fixed mine, and what I'm going to do is to reattach my transformer back, and the problem is solved. So it's going to be red to red, just exactly the way it was before, red to red. Then I'm going to use a sellotape to hold it together. So the tape will also act like a form of insulation there. Otherwise, another thing you can do is just to solder it completely, but since I cut it in the middle, I don't know if the cable will be long enough to solder it directly to the other end of the contact point. So just ensure the sellotape covered all the areas so that they don't get to breach. The positive will not breach with the ground cable and then burn out the transformer again. Alright, so I have done that and I have plugged this in. Let's see what happens when I power up this PABX. Alright, so this is actually on. So notice that you can't see any indicator here, and that is because the indicator is attached to the top cover. So I'm going to put this PABX off and then plug in the LED light on the top cover, and that is when you'll be able to see the light, the indicator light turn on. So let me get the cover and plug it in so that you see that this PABX is actually on right now. So this is where the indicator light is. So the reason why it wasn't showing before was because it's not plugged in. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on again. You can see that the problem is solved right now. So that is it. So the major problem is just the transformer. The transformer is the source of power for the main logic board inside this PABX. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I have great videos on how to fix all kinds of office equipment. And so that is it, folks. I'm going to screw this back on, and thank you for watching. I'll see you some other time.